Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn a practical of biochemistry, that is from second semester, that is qualitative analysis of carbohydrate. Introduction. Carbohydrate serves as a primary source of energy. Biologically important carbohydrates includes the various monosaccharides like glucose, fructose, mannose, disaccharides like lactose, sucrose, maltose, and the polysaccharides like glycogen and inulin. Then reactions of carbohydrates are Molish test, Benedict test, Fehling test, Barford test, Selivanov test, iodine test, Osazone test, Biles test, and Folger test. These tests are for the identification of carbohydrates. Requirements: first reagent, Fehling's A and B, Benedict's reagent, Selivanov's reagent, Molish reagent, Barford reagent, and iodine solution. And apparatus are beaker, dropper, test tube stand, and water bath. Then these are the main reagents like Fehling's A and B, Benedict's reagent, Selivanov reagent, Molish reagent, Barford's reagent, and iodine solution. Then in this practical we are going to use the following carbohydrate solutions, such as the glucose solution, in which the glucose, that is 1% glucose, is dissolved in water. Then fructose solution, the fructose is dissolved in water. Then lactose solution, 1% lactose solution. Then sucrose solution, and last, that is starch solution. These carbohydrate solutions are required for the identification of different carbohydrates. First, Molish test. This test is common for all carbohydrates like monosaccharide, disaccharide, as well as polysaccharide. Principle: the carbohydrates when treated with acid undergoes dehydration and the sugar gives furfural or its derivative. The furfural is then condenses with alpha naphthol to form colored product. The phenol used in Molish reaction is alpha naphthol. After dehydration, it gives purple color ring at the interference. Procedure: mix 2 ml of sugar solution with 5 drops of Molish reagent in tube. Add gently 2 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid through the side by tilting the tube as to form a bottom layer. The reaction takes place at the interference of the two layers. Here we can use the test tube, and here each test tube has given the different carbohydrate solution names, that is glucose, fructose, sucrose, and lactose. For Molish test, we have to take 2 ml of sugar solution in the test tube with 5 drops of Molish reagent in a tube. This 5 drops of Molish reagent slowly adds into the sugar solution. Each test tube is filled with 2 ml of sugar solution. Then after adding the Molish reagent, add 2 ml of concentrated H2SO4 through the side by tilting the tube so as to form a bottom layer. After addition of this concentrated H2SO4, the reaction takes place at the interference of two layers. The acid dehydrates the sugar to furfural or its derivative. And here we can see the observation, that is the formation of purple color derivative which is formed as a ring at the interference of the two layers. This is the observation for glucose. Here is the observation for fructose. This is the observation of lactose. Here is the observation for sucrose. Observation and result. The violet or purple ring indicates a positive test for carbohydrates. That means the smallish test which is commonly for determination of all the carbohydrates. Then second one is the Benedict's test, or this test is used for the identification of reducing sugars. Principle: carbohydrates with free aldehyde or ketone group have reducing properties. The mild alkali sodium carbonate converts glucose into indiol, which reduces copper sulfate to cuprous hydroxide, that is unstable, and decomposes on boiling to cuprous oxide. The precipitate cuprous oxide displays different shades of color depending on the concentration of sugar present. Note: the Benedict's test is more specific than Fehling test. It responds to even very small quantities of sugar, that is 0.1%, yielding a very good precipitate. Procedure: take 5 ml of Benedict's qualitative reagent, add 8 drops of test solution. Then this solution boil in water bath for 3 minutes and allow to cool the test tubes. Here we have taken the 5 ml of the Benedict's reagent into the each test tube, which is marked as glucose, fructose, sucrose and lactose. Then add near about 8 drops of Benedict reagent or 8 drops of test sample, that is glucose, fructose, that is sugar. Then boil into the water bath for 2 minutes. After boiling, remove the test tubes and allow the all test tubes to cool. Here we can see the appearance of the brick red precipitate or green precipitate, which indicates the presence of reducing sugar. This is the observation for glucose, that is the brick red color precipitate. Here is the observation of fructose. At the bottom, the brick color precipitate is deposited. This is the observation for lactose. That means this test is used for detecting the reducing sugars. And this is the observation for sucrose. Observation and result: an appearance of green, yellow, orange or brick red precipitate indicates the presence of reducing sugar. The color of the precipitate depends on the concentration of sugar present. The third one is Barford test. Principle. This test differs from the Benedict test. Here, the reduction of cupric ions is carried out in a mildly acidic medium. This test is used to distinguish the monosaccharides from reducing disaccharides. Monosaccharides gives a positive test. Procedure. To 2 ml of Barford reagent, add 1 ml of test solution and kept in boiling water bath, and after boiling allow to cool all the test tubes. Here is the Barford reagent. In each test tube having the label like glucose, fructose, sucrose, lactose. The 2 ml of Barford reagent is added into the test tube. After addition of 2 ml of Barford reagent in each test tube, we have to add 1 ml of test solution, that is sugar solution. Then kept this test tube in boiling water bath for 2 minutes. Or we can also boil directly for 30 seconds on the flame. Then remove the test tube from the water boiling bath and allow to cool. Here we can see the observations. This is the observation for glucose. A precipitate of cuprous oxide is obtained. Here is the observation for glucose. This is the observation of lactose. This is the observation of sucrose. Note, time for heating is one of the important factor. If heating is prolonged, the disaccharides may be hydrolyzed by the acid and resulting monosaccharide may give the positive test. Therefore, proper heating is necessary. Observation and result. A scanty precipitate of cuprous oxide is obtained, which results into the presence of monosaccharide. And this scanty precipitate of cuprous oxide is having reddish brick color. In the next video, we will study the Selivanov test, Fehling test, iodine test, Osazone test, Bial's test and Folger's test. Okay, thank you.